Ladies and gentlemen, life is not measured by the moments when everything goes right. It is measured by how you respond when you fall, when you stumble, when the weight of the world seems heavier than your shoulders can carry. Failure is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It is the universe's way of preparing you for greatness. Failure does not define you, your response does. This is a principle that the world often forgets. People are quick to label themselves by their mistakes, to carry the weight of a single setback as if it were the sum total of their existence. But let me tell you something, failure is not a sentence, it is a signal. It is not the definition of who you are, but a reflection of what needs attention, what needs growth, and what needs courage to overcome. You are not your failures. You are the spirit, the determination, the potential that lives within you. Every time you stumble, the question is not, who am I because I failed? But rather, what will I do next? Your identity is not measured by the moments when life knocks you down, but by the moments when you choose to rise. There is a choice embedded in every failure, a chance to take control of the narrative of your life. Many people allow failure to become a permanent fixture in their story, a weight that drags them into self-doubt, regret, and inactivity. But when you understand that failure is temporary, that it is a moment in time rather than a statement about your worth, you unlock a freedom unlike any other. You realize that no matter how far you fall, you always have the power to stand again, stronger and wiser than before. Your response to failure is the bridge between your current reality and the future you desire. It is the way you respond that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Some will stumble and never recover, consumed by shame or fear of trying again. Others will stumble and use that moment as fuel, as motivation to rise with greater energy and sharper focus. Every successful person you admire has faced failure, not once, but repeatedly. What sets them apart is not perfection, but persistence. They understood that failure is not a verdict, it is a teacher. It is a mirror showing them where they need to grow, and an invitation to take the next step with courage and determination. When you face failure, you have a choice. You can let it define you, shrink you, and limit your possibilities, or you can let it refine you, strengthen you, and prepare you for the next level. Your response to failure is a reflection of your character, your resilience, and your vision. It is the moment when you decide whether to give up or to push forward, whether to let fear control you or to rise above it. Understanding that failure does not define you frees you to take risks, to embrace challenges, and to pursue your dreams with relentless determination. It allows you to see setbacks as temporary obstacles, not permanent labels, and to realize that your potential is far greater than any mistake or disappointment. Every setback is an opportunity to grow and refine your skills. Life has a way of placing obstacles in front of us, not to punish us but to prepare us. Every time you encounter difficulty, every time you face what seems like an insurmountable challenge, it is life's way of saying, this is your classroom. Pay attention. Too often, people look at setbacks and see only disappointment, frustration, and defeat. They fail to recognize the hidden lesson, the chance for personal development that is embedded in every struggle. Growth does not happen in comfort zones. It does not occur when life is easy or when success comes without effort. True growth, the kind that transforms your life, is born in adversity, and setbacks are the triggers for that transformation. When you experience a setback, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this situation make me better, stronger, and wiser? Each failure, each missed opportunity, each challenge is an invitation to examine your approach, your mindset, and your strategy. It is a chance to sharpen your skills, to build resilience, and to enhance your ability to perform under pressure. Those who succeed are not those who avoid setbacks, they are those who treat setbacks as opportunities to grow. They understand that the path to mastery and success is rarely smooth, and that each difficulty encountered is a lesson designed to shape them into someone greater than they were yesterday. Setbacks are also opportunities to discover your untapped potential. Often, you do not know how strong or capable you are until you are tested. When you are pushed beyond your comfort zone, when you are confronted with failure, you are forced to dig deeper, to find resources within yourself that you never knew existed. This process of growth is essential because it develops the qualities that success requires: patience, persistence, adaptability, and determination. Every time you face a setback and choose to rise, you are refining not just your skills, but your character. You are becoming someone who can handle greater challenges, someone who can endure hardship without losing focus, someone who is prepared for the victories that await on the other side of struggle. It is important to remember that setbacks are temporary, but the lessons they teach are lasting. By approaching every setback with the mindset of a learner, you turn obstacles into stepping stones. You develop the wisdom to avoid repeating mistakes and the courage to take risks in the future. Growth comes from the ability to analyze what went wrong, make the necessary adjustments, and apply those lessons in your next attempt. This process is what separates those who remain stagnant from those who advance, who evolve, and who ultimately achieve their goals. Setbacks are not punishments, they are invitations to refine your skills, to expand your capacity, and to step closer to the life you have been striving to achieve. When you fail, take a moment to reflect. Reflection is not a sign of weakness, it is a demonstration of wisdom. It is the pause that allows you to see beyond the immediate pain, to understand the deeper meaning behind what has happened. Many people rush past failure, trying to ignore it, trying to forget it, or blaming others for the outcome. But failure ignored is a lesson wasted. Every failure carries within it a message, an insight, a key that can unlock your future success if only you are willing to pay attention. Reflection allows you to step outside of the emotion, to gain perspective, and to identify the choices, actions, or behaviors that led to the result. Reflection requires honesty. You must be willing to look at yourself without excuses, without justifications, and without blame. It is tempting to point fingers, to blame circumstances, luck, or other people for your setbacks. Yet the truth is, the only thing you truly control is yourself, your decisions, your mindset, your actions. When you fail, take ownership. Ask yourself, what could I have done differently? What did I miss? Where can I improve? These questions are not meant to punish you, they are meant to guide you. They are the compass that points you toward the next step, the next opportunity, and the next level of growth. Reflection also allows you to separate emotion from strategy. Failure often comes with pain, frustration, and disappointment. These feelings are natural, but they can cloud your judgment if left unchecked. By reflecting, you gain clarity. You begin to see patterns, to understand weaknesses, and to identify areas that require development. You start to recognize the habits, choices, and mindsets that contribute to setbacks, and you gain the insight needed to make meaningful change. Without reflection, failure can repeat itself in cycles. With reflection, failure becomes a teacher, a mentor, and a guide on your journey toward excellence. Furthermore, reflection is the bridge between failure and action. Many people reflect without acting. They analyze, they ponder, but they remain stuck in the moment. True reflection, however, demands action. It is not enough to understand what went wrong. You must also take the lessons learned and implement them. Reflection helps you design a new approach, refine your strategy, and strengthen your resolve. It transforms failure from a stopping point into a starting point. Each reflection is a rehearsal for your next attempt, a preparation for a future where success is inevitable because you have learned, adjusted, and grown. In addition, reflection builds humility and patience. It reminds you that success is a journey, not a destination, and that mastery requires time, persistence, and self-awareness. When you reflect on failure, you cultivate the ability to see setbacks as part of the process rather than as the end of the story. This perspective is critical, because those who allow failure to overwhelm them are often blind to the opportunities that lie ahead. Reflection opens your eyes, your mind, and your heart to the lessons embedded in every challenge, allowing you to transform disappointment into wisdom, and struggle into preparation for the victories that await beyond the horizon. Develop a plan and take action. Do not let disappointment paralyze you. Failure can leave you feeling lost, defeated, and unsure of your next step. It can create a sense of inertia, as though moving forward is impossible, and yet the moment of failure is precisely the moment when action becomes most necessary. To move beyond failure, you must have a plan, a roadmap that guides your next steps with clarity and purpose. A plan gives structure to chaos, turning confusion into direction. It allows you to see not only where you are, but where you need to go, and it transforms hesitation into deliberate movement. Without a plan, the lessons of failure can be wasted, and the energy you feel after a setback can dissipate without creating meaningful change. Taking action is equally important. Reflection, learning, and planning are critical, but without action, they remain abstract concepts. Action is the bridge between insight and results. It is in the doing, in the effort, and in the persistence that progress is made. After failure, many people remain stuck in contemplation or self-pity, allowing time to pass without growth. But those who rise from failure understand that momentum comes from doing, not thinking alone. Every step taken, no matter how small, brings you closer to the breakthrough that you seek. Action turns ideas into reality, potential into achievement, and setbacks into stepping stones. Your plan should not only address what went wrong, but also include strategies for how to avoid repeating mistakes, how to strengthen your skills, and how to approach similar challenges with greater wisdom. It should be realistic, actionable, and focused on tangible results. By taking the lessons learned from failure and incorporating them into a practical plan, you are creating a path forward that is informed by experience rather than blind hope. This approach allows you to regain control over your circumstances and empowers you to transform disappointment into progress. It is also important to take consistent action, not sporadic bursts. Consistency is the key to overcoming setbacks. A plan without follow-through is meaningless, and action without direction can lead to wasted effort. By combining careful planning with deliberate, consistent action, you build momentum that carries you forward, even when challenges arise. Each step reinforces your confidence, strengthens your resolve, and brings you closer to the results you desire. The act of moving forward, even imperfectly, is what separates those who succumb to failure from those who rise above it. Action requires courage. It demands that you step into uncertainty, face the discomfort of growth, and confront the fear that comes from past mistakes. Yet it is in this very discomfort that true progress is made. Every move you make, every decision to act in spite of doubt, shapes your character, builds resilience, and creates the foundation for success. Disappointment loses its power when met with decisive action. Fear is diminished when action becomes habitual. A plan becomes a lifeline, guiding you through the turbulence of failure toward the calm waters of achievement. Resilience and strength are forged through adversity, not comfort. Life does not hand out greatness to those who remain in ease and convenience. It is in the crucible of challenge, in the fire of difficulty, and in the pressure of setbacks that true character is built. Comfort may feel safe, but it does not develop the muscles of persistence, courage, and determination. Those who achieve remarkable success are not immune to hardship. They have learned to endure it, to navigate it, and to allow it to shape them into stronger, wiser individuals. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to strengthen your mind, body, and spirit, and every moment of struggle is a lesson in resilience waiting to be learned. Adversity tests you in ways that comfort never will. It exposes weaknesses, pushes limits, and forces you to confront fears you may have ignored. It challenges your patience, your discipline, and your commitment to your goals. In these moments, you discover the depths of your inner strength, the reserves of determination and perseverance that lie dormant until you are called upon to use them. Strength does not emerge when life is smooth. It emerges when you refuse to give up despite the difficulty, when you stand firm while everything around you seems to be collapsing. It is cultivated through repeated effort, through the refusal to yield in the face of pain, and through the commitment to rise after every fall. Resilience is learned, not inherited. It is developed through experience, trial, and reflection. Each time you encounter a challenge and face it head-on, you expand your capacity to handle future obstacles. You build confidence in your ability to survive, adapt, and overcome. Setbacks become less intimidating because you have already endured hardship before and emerged stronger. You learn that pain is temporary, but the lessons and growth it brings are lasting. This understanding transforms the way you approach life, allowing you to meet difficulties with calm determination rather than panic, with strategy rather than impulsiveness, and with courage rather than fear. Adversity also teaches patience and persistence. It reminds you that meaningful progress often comes slowly, through steady effort and repeated attempts. Strength is not measured by how quickly you succeed, but by your ability to endure and persevere when success seems distant. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to practice resilience, to push beyond your comfort zone, and to refine the qualities that define your character. By embracing adversity rather than avoiding it, you turn obstacles into stepping stones, and struggle into preparation for the victories that lie ahead. The process of building resilience and strength through adversity also shapes your mindset. It trains you to see problems as opportunities, failures as lessons, and difficulties as temporary tests of your resolve. This perspective allows you to approach life with confidence, knowing that no matter what comes, you have the inner fortitude to navigate it. Every challenge you overcome, every hardship you endure, and every setback you face strengthens you not only for the present but for the future, preparing you for even greater achievements, responsibilities, and opportunities that lie ahead. Rise after every fall. Failure is a stepping stone to success. Falling is a universal experience. Everyone at some point in life will stumble, face setbacks, or experience disappointment. What separates those who fulfill their potential from those who remain trapped in regret is the decision to rise. Falling may be unavoidable, but staying down is a choice. Every time you rise after failure, you build endurance, you prove to yourself that your spirit is stronger than your circumstances, and you establish momentum toward your destiny. Each fall carries a lesson, and each lesson brings you closer to wisdom. Success is not built in a single moment of triumph but in the countless recoveries after defeat. Rising after failure requires humility to admit mistakes, courage to face them, and discipline to try again with renewed focus. This cycle of falling and rising is what builds mastery. A child learning to walk does not give up after falling. They rise again, and again, until balance becomes second nature. The same principle applies in life. Falling is part of the process, but rising is the evidence of determination, and determination is the foundation of achievement. Failure should not be viewed as a dead end but as a pathway. Each time you rise, you transform failure from an obstacle into a stepping stone. You stand higher than before because the very fall that seemed to break you has given you insight, strength, and resilience. The ground you fell on becomes the platform from which you launch toward your next attempt. Rising is not just about regaining what you lost. It is about advancing with more knowledge, more wisdom, and more clarity than before. The act of rising also builds inner confidence. When you rise from failure, you teach yourself that no defeat is final, that no setback can permanently define you. This self-belief is critical because the road to success is long and filled with challenges. Each rise reinforces your identity as someone who refuses to quit, someone who sees beyond the present pain to the future promise. This mindset allows you to pursue your goals with relentless energy because you know that setbacks are temporary, but your determination is permanent. Rising after every fall also inspires others. People around you witness your persistence, your refusal to remain defeated, and they are encouraged to rise from their own struggles. Your example becomes a testimony that failure is survivable, that disappointment is not fatal, and that courage is contagious. By rising, you not only change your own life but also influence those who are watching, those who are silently battling their own challenges and searching for a reason to keep going. Life will test you repeatedly, but every rise after every fall strengthens your character and prepares you for the weight of greater success. The journey is never about avoiding failure but about embracing it as part of the process and refusing to let it keep you down. Each rise places another stone on the pathway to the life you are destined to live, and each fall simply becomes part of the foundation on which your future is built.